It's just that nostalgia that you really want at Christmas. Nicholas Ralph and Rachel Shenton join me. That's James and Helen. Congratulations on such a beautiful show. It must be such a privilege to sort of follow in the footsteps of Christopher Timothy, Linda Bellingham, these great legends who really just made this show so well known it's in our culture, isn't it, this show?
Yes, it certainly is. That was the general consensus when we started. It was like, the pressure's on.
Don't muck it up.
Yeah, because it was so loved, yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And just tell me a bit about tonight's Christmas... It's on tonight, isn't it, the Christmas special? What's the sort of storyline?
So, we have... the evacuees have arrived in Derby. So we've got a little evacuee, Eva, who arrives, played by Ella, who's wonderful, a little Jewish evacuee from Manchester.
Yeah. She's so good. Brilliant.
She's absolutely brilliant. So we kind of see this episode through her eyes, actually. So it's a little bit of a change, which is lovely. But it's a lot of firsts. Like, it's a first for James and Helen in Scaledale House. And it's also learning about each other's cultures, learning about Jewish traditions around about this time. And also she learns a bit more about the Christian traditions as well.
Yeah. And that said, although it is through a slightly different lens, and obviously, we're where we are in history. It's obviously we're on the brink of World War II. It is still jam-packed with humility, community and love, which is what All Creatures does so well. So we still have all those things that make All Creatures All Creatures. Yeah.
Mrs Pumphrey has a stray cat, has a kitten that's not doing so well, so James thinks this is the perfect assignment for Ella to come and assist him on. So it's still, jam-packed of all that warm
absolutely lovely. And I understand you filmed it during a heatwave. You filmed the Christmas special during a heatwave. Tell me what that experience was actually like.
It's very hot and sweaty, wasn't it?
Well, you know there's an issue when they're handing out ice packs on set and nobody's sprained an ankle. It's just because it's just literally to cool people. People have got them tucked in, all sorts of
sprays, all sorts of things.
Because where is it filmed in the country? Where is it filmed?
We're all over the Yorkshire Dales. So our Derby is Grassington, and then various pockets of the Dale. So that was in the studio in
Summerbridge. Like 20 minutes from Harrogate.
Yeah. But you're all wearing these thick coats for winter on set. I mean, it must be uncomfortable.
Most of it's period costume, isn't it? So the material's really heavy. It's really thick wool.
Yeah, it's authentic. Yeah. I think I had a three-piece suit on, a jacket and a hat, and a scarf and gloves.
Yeah. And just tell us a bit about what you think the enduring appeal is of All Creatures Great and Small. Why is it that it's settled itself into... It's a bit like Call the Midwife. You know, it's one of these shows that you just sort of gravitate towards. I think it feels very safe to us, but it's also historical, and we like all of that, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's harking back to a simpler time, but the onus is on community, and it's love and it's compassion, not only for the animals but for one another. And
just looking after their pocket of the world, and looking after each other, and togetherness. And I think those themes just have never felt more relevant, really.
Yeah, and it's interesting. We've got the Ukrainian Children's Choir on, and you talk about community and coming together at a time of war, and we're sort of experiencing that in a very different way at the moment, aren't we, in this country? So it really resonates. And you talk about, obviously, working with the animals. I understand there's one animal that neither of you really ever want to work with, but is it a cat that you like? Is it the least? Least compliant of all the creatures.
You just can't train cats. They just do what they want. So our brilliant animal handling team, which is, led by Jill and Dean so well, all our animals are trained impeccably. Usually they're far better than us at hitting marks and...
Is that true? Just tell us a bit about that. Like, are you impressed with the actual animals acting? I mean, it's hilarious.
I mean, little Derek, who plays Tricky Woo in the show, little Pekingese, there's one scene where he had to follow Samuel West, who plays Siegfried in the show, into the kitchen. Sam had to go into the kitchen and into the pantry, and Derek had to follow on. So Sam walked into the kitchen, stopped, and Derek kind of walked in, looked up at him, and then walked into the pantry. And Sam was like, I was meant to do that.
Yeah.
He's read the script more times than me.
He knew the blocking.
Have you picked up tips? But cats, you say, cats are a nightmare on set, presumably.
Just untrainable, really.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah,
They don't care about anyone.
No. And the one that we were working with for the Christmas episode in particular really didn't like me. It was just like on a sofa like this, and she just had to sit there, and the animal handler put her down, and he would take one step away, and the cat was away.
Exactly. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. I bet you picked up tips on how to handle creatures in your real life. You've got a dog, have you?
I've got a little dog, Rosie. I'm determined to get her in the show at some point. As a background, I'd love to.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. And we must just mention, of course, I mean, it's not often we get, an Oscar winner sat on the sofa, but you are an Oscar winner, for those who don't know. It's an incredible achievement. It was was it called The Silent Child?
Yeah, it was. It won Best Live Action Short.
Did it change Does it change your life to win an Oscar?
I always say this, it's really interesting. It changes everything and nothing. It's sort of, the accolade is, I'm so incredibly grateful for it. And it'll be something that I'll always hold dear. But I think to a certain degree, you've kind of just got to forget about it and get on with the work. Because it's still about that.
What a thing to try and live with. I mean, it's on your bookshelf, you were saying.
Yes, it's on the bookshelf.
Well, congratulations on that. Congratulations on the show. All Creatures Great and Small. The Christmas special is on tonight at 9 p.m. on Channel 5. Gorgeous to hear from you. Happy Christmas.
Thanks.
Merry Christmas.
Lovely Christmas. Yeah, lovely stuff.